Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your May 2021 tarot reading. I'm going to tune into the energies around you, and if ever there's a sign that says just get on with it, it would be you. So let's get on with it, shall we? What's going on? So, first card you've got is the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Cups next to it. So, I feel like you're quite an intuitive air sign. You might have water in your chart quite strongly or quite dominatingly. So, um, it tells me, this card, that you are a warm person. You care about other people. You're intuitive. You're kind and caring. It's just a lovely card. The Queen of Cups. This is someone that puts other people's needs before their own. You could even be an empath. You're someone who you can't help it, whether you want to or not. You're tuning into other people's vibrations, and they even say with empaths that sometimes we reflect back what we see. So other people might find that tricky. It's worth reading up about it. And with the Five of Swords in the immediate situation, it feels like you're going through a challenging time at the moment. There might be somebody around you that doesn't agree with your beliefs, or they're a bit uncomfortable for you to be around. There's something that's challenging you, and I mean, swords don't really feel nice for watery, intuitive energies. So, if anything, I'm thinking the water rusts the metal. So, yeah, there's something that's conflicting with you at this time. Okay, Aries. Let's see more about the situation. What else do we know? Okay, you're feeling trapped, and you don't want to feel trapped. This is the Eight of Swords. This is feeling held back, and there's some kind of belief that's. I mean, in this one, other decks you can see a looming, dark castle, but here it's kind of shrouded in some kind of mist. So it's almost like you don't know why you feel stuck, why you can't kind of pinpoint or confront any issue, because it just seems to be there. There's this limit that doesn't feel like you really know when it began or how it's going to end. That's what I'm sensing there. So you're blindfolded. Always with this, I think it's worth, I mean, this is across our head. These are ideas that are holding you back. It's worth tuning into your gut instinct and going with what feels good. I mean, talk about the laws of attraction. Go with the downstream with something. If something feels like it's a hard uphill struggle, step back from it. I mean, I know Aries, we can tend to be, I've got my moon in Aries, so I understand we tend to want to confront things, and maybe possibly in the past you've decided to go head on and really express your feelings on something, but maybe after a long time it didn't get you anywhere, and it kind of exhausted you, and you thought, actually, I've got nothing else to give to this. So it kind of left you feeling, yeah, maybe at a loss in some way, because there's lots of swords here. There's lots of almost battles that you've already had, and now you're kind of feeling a bit at a loss to know which way to go next or how to deal with something. Okay. Yeah, this is possibly about your stability, your foundation. It could be in some long-term commitment you've got with somebody else here with the Four of Wands. And there's something that's kind of a very strong connection you've got with another person. It's quite powerful, and it's your be-all and end-all in a big way. I mean, there's been happiness actually with this card here as well. I mean, there's so much yellow in here, Aries. So you've had joy and celebration. So it's almost like a conflict for you. Maybe there's been something that's supposed to be celebrated, but you're not really feeling it. Yeah. Okay. On your mind, we've got the King of Swords. So have you got maybe a male energy around you who's very confident, very orderly in his mind, maybe not particularly tuned in emotionally to you? Yeah. I mean, again, this feels a bit harsh. It's a hard energy for someone who's feels like you've got a lot of water in your chart. So I've got this softer energy in the center of the reading, which feels like it's you, Aries, and then we've got this King of Swords. So I don't know if you've got someone around you who's quite powerful, very knowledgeable, and kind of very in charge. Sometimes it can be, especially with the other cards here, feels to me like it's maybe a dominating male energy. This is someone who can be a little bit arrogant. Yeah, I mean, and they're powerful, or maybe you're feeling that they're very powerful. I mean, I almost feel like you've got opposite. You've got, this is how I'm seeing you, very feminine, like this Queen of Cups. And yeah, it's a softer energy. It's a sort of nurturing energy, a receptive kind of mode. And then you've got this, if this was the castle behind, it feels like this person's in charge of it. So yeah, this obviously does feel a bit intimidating for you if you're feeling like that and there's someone here who's in charge. Let's see what else we've got. They obviously feel like it feels like they're more powerful than you, or you're perceiving them as being such, Aries. It's I don't like to see an Aries feeling so unempowered. That's what I'm feeling. I chose two cards here, or shuffled two cards, because as we go forward, I saw that you've got the Eight of Cups, and I thought, well, what are you moving away from emotionally? I mean, could it be this King of Swords? Could it be from a hard energy? It could even be a boss, you know. Some of you are feeling that this person's too hard, too unfeeling, and so right next to it you've got the Death card. So that is saying you are going to be instrumental in bringing about, you're moving forward in this very soon, in this coming energy, in the very near future, with the Death card. So that is the end of a cycle. You're bringing about closure, and it's going to be you'll feel it, you know, there's a real proper change. So you might be removing the blindfold in some way and following your heart to go forward and start a new chapter with the Death card here. Something didn't have anything left, you know, it's almost like saying there was nowhere for you to grow with this. You know, it was a claustrophobic and limiting energy that just it almost can say, with this experience that you've been through, that you experience the death of your own identity in some way. So maybe you're going off to find it here with this Eight of Cups. You don't mind if there's some challenges, you don't mind if it looks daunting, but it feels to me like you're following an uncertain path, but you're willing to do it. Aries, I know you can be quite bold, so I do feel like you're confident to make this change, okay, even though it might not be the easiest option. Okay, so your scene as you go forward is you've got the Two of Cups and then the King of Pentacles. So you're seen as someone who is the be all and end all, really, with the King of Pentacles representing you. Could it be in a connection with another person? Because there is someone here who feels very warmly towards you, and we'll see a bit more about that with the other cards. But they really see you as up on a pedestal, you know, like on a throne almost, as someone who thinks that you're everything in their world. So yeah, the Two of Cups is two people feeling very connected. I don't feel it's this King of Swords, so that's curious, isn't it? But yeah, you're seen as a solid person, you're seen as dependable. They feel like you are the icing on the cake, the it's just like you're everything they ever wanted. Someone sees you like that, um, and it's a beautiful. I mean, where we've had that swords air energy, which is quite cold, and with the challenging energy of the Five of Swords, it's now showing this more of a warmer, flowing emotions energy with the Two of Cups, and it feels a lot softer as you go forward, and that's how you're seen. So happy about that for you as well. So in your environment, what have we got? Ooh, King of Wands could be connected perhaps to a fire energy, you know, very much your own energy actually in your environment. And there's someone, it could be a Leo Sagittarius or an Aries person. These people are very outgoing, not cold and kind of you know, that kind of intellectual energy that doesn't feel like they have much emotion. It can be, some people can be quite hard with their, you know, facts and information. This is different with this warm King of Wands energy. This is someone who's charming, you know, they can be seductive, and they can be um very sociable, and they could be spontaneous as well, which I feel like is very much your energy. You know, you could obviously, you are a fire sign, you could be hooking up with another Aries. I mean, we'll see a bit more with the other cards, but yeah, very nice. I think you'd have fun with this person. This is someone who's you know, I mean, I've got Leo actually with this card. It feels like there is a Leo for some of you. This person feels like they'd be a bit more fun, a bit more spontaneous, and possibly a bit racy, because you've got this Eight of Wands as well, which is about things speeding up, messages coming in. Yeah, it just feels like there's things will be moving. Okay, there could be travel or movement to do with this King of Wands. There's things heating up here. There's a lot of heat in this card. What else have we got? Yeah, that one there. Your this is what you're thinking about, your hopes and fears. So The Fool card. So this is your energy, and I love the little white dog there. The Fool card. It's interesting you've got this. This is your card. So it's where you're encouraged to be confident and cast aside any doubts that you've got that we saw in the other cards. Cast it away, and don't stick with the general pattern, or giving in to fears that you've had in the past. And there's something that made you feel kind of almost it just had you what how am I trying to think to describe that? It's when you just kind of feel well, I don't, it's sort of incapacitated, when you're kind of frozen and you can't move this way forward or back. Yeah, it's now saying to you, go for it. It's the opposite. This is you feeling really in your element as you go forward. If you decide to, and I'm seeing you doing that, you're taking the path that's more challenging, because you're looking for that other cup that's missing, and looking for your emotions to be able to flow properly, rather than this kind of defective energy where you were defective with the Eight of Swords. Obviously not in every way, please don't take that as a criticism, but it's like, when it came to being able to make choices, you felt like you weren't effective. That's what I'm sort of saying there. So the Seven of Swords is kind of, I feel like maybe you're getting one over this King of Swords. It feels like you're finding an alternative route round. I mean, if this person is so dominating that you're left feeling like that, perhaps the option, this is a bit more fun than this, isn't it? So I feel like that Seven of Swords is the kind of alternative way round a situation, um, to kind of deal with this king if he's too powerful. Yeah, there might need to be some kind of um, a playful approach to the answer to a great escape. Maybe I'm just thinking of that. There's a film, isn't there, The Great Escape? Because without imagination and a playful tactic, even that, any escape wouldn't be possible, would it? If we all kind of followed the rules and accepted things when they weren't quite making us happy. But this is inviting you to be a bit creative. Okay, Aries, think of a humorous way around things, a playful way. It doesn't have to be a head-on collision with anybody. Yeah, there's an alternative, more fun, childlike approach, especially with these two together. I mean, these are really kind of childlike energies. So it's inviting you to tune into what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel joyful, what makes you not feel stuck and trapped, what feels softer, and more loving, perhaps. Yeah. So yeah, go for it. Find the enthusiasm within you, because the universe does have your back at this time. There might be a surprising solution to a situation, and I think that's what that card is saying there for me. Definitely there. Yeah, a surprising solution to a situation. The overriding energy. 3 cards came out for you, so we've got these here. This is complete success, because what I like is we saw the emotions, it felt like to me at the beginning, were quite tough for you. Now it feels with the Nine of Cups that there's a level of joy and kind of satisfaction that you didn't have before. You're feeling much more, there's things to celebrate here. It's yeah, it might not be like a master plan. It might be on a quite a simple childlike level, but there's again, please don't take that as a criticism. I love simplicity, so often they're the best. It's the best kind of happiness in life. What could be nicer than having a lovely dinner with somebody that you love, with your favorite food? So you're having those opportunities through this massive change that's coming in, where you're taking bold action. And then the Chariot, with there being the ones there, there's definitely going to be speed. There's something speeding up here. There's movement going on, where you're heading towards. So with the Chariot, you've got there's power at your fingertips with the Chariot. I mean, these are rising above the clouds and heading into to the dark sky or to the outer galaxy. It feels like they're rising up, and the rider looks very much in control and very animated and full of fun. So it's like that feeling of have fun, as you head towards some kind of union of people working together. It could be one other person or a couple of other people. There's a feeling of you're really heartfelt and absorbed in this energy of creating something. Um, and I mean, some of you might be doing some kind of spiritual learning. That's quite a spiritual card because you've got the black cat there, and there's this green liquid bubbling in a glass, and it does feel. Yeah, again, it's playful. Some of you might be making up concoctions in some way and making up liquids or something. It's kind of a creative, playful energy. Really, really nice. Okay, let's see. I also got some cards for you here from this Magical Enormond. So let's see what we've got here. We've got the Stork. You've got the Sun, which is the best card, obviously, and then you've got the Rider, and that really is repeating for me, that card there with the horse speed and movement. And you also got the there was another card there with the Eight of Wands showing about things, movement, things happening. So I do feel like you need to buckle up and get ready. Okay, Aries, there's some change coming in. It's interesting with this Stork card here. It says about good news coming in. And it's also saying that this card can sometimes represent a lovely kind of a gentle person, like an intuitive person. So I mean, that's hang on a minute, hang on, there we are. Yeah, so it's saying that it symbolizes a kind-hearted person. So for me, that's really repeating again the Queen of Cups. You've got a strong water element in your chart. So nurture your intuition, and protect yourself against, or make sure that you're in an environment that isn't cold and with somebody who isn't, you're not in tune with. Honor you're a more sensitive soul than this other person around you that might be too dominating. And then the Sun card is obviously saying about success and growth and joy, and so it's saying you've got the sun on your back at this time. It's a really good time for you. There's luck on your side. Yeah, I mean, it can be releasing some kind of tension that you've had, but that's been difficult as well. So I feel like it is releasing that Five of Swords and that Eight of Swords energy. You're being released from it at this time, Aries. Okay, and then this is talking about good news coming in as well. That actually, I got that. This one is the one that's talking about. This is the good news, that the Rider's bringing in the good news, and this one can talk about change with the Stork. Sorry, I was getting a bit muddled up there. So the Stork is about some kind of move. You might be moving house, moving job, but there is news coming in, which really doubles up on that message there with the Eight of Wands. There's things speeding up like the Chariot. So be ready, okay, Aries. Make sure you've kind of got a plan in place. I mean, let's look at this animal card here as well. There we go, pop them there for you. The animal oracle card you got is the Panther Spirit, and it says reclaim your power. Wow. And if that's not saying to get away from that energy, I don't know what is. So absolutely, you're going to reclaim your power. You're not going to be standing there feeling helpless. This is saying you might need to be working in some kind of again, that's a bit like the Seven of Swords, under the radar a bit for me. There's some kind of mystery of what involved with the Panther Spirit, especially in this image here. He's kind of working in the dark. He looks quite camouflaged, not obvious for other people to notice. So that's encouraging you at this time, I feel, Aries. It's a good idea to kind of keep your plans to yourself, but actively and slowly. If you think about a panther moving through the shadows, they slowly make their way towards their prey before they finally take that massive leap and execute the plan. So I feel like that would be very beneficial for you at this time. Keep your cards close to your chest, Panther, Aries even, and that's going to be what will bring about this successful transition to a speedy outcome that you're looking for. It's going to bring about a successful result in a goal that you've had in mind for a while. Okay, could be moving towards somebody who's a fire energy, who's much warmer and much more genuinely loving towards you, rather than this colder other energy that we've seen previously. And I mean, it could be that you have been involved with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person. Those types of people. I've got so many great qualities about them, but it feels like that person in this card, for some reason today, is making me feel like they use their knowledge and kind of people that are able to gather facts, which is great and so useful, but it might not be exactly inspiring for your tender heart. Okay, this can be almost feels like they wielding their power, wielding that sword a little bit too much in your face, and it's a little bit too intimidating. Yeah, it doesn't actually, he doesn't feel very cuddly, does he? Okay, Aries, I think that's it. Okay, I don't want to run out of time, but I'll do another reading again very soon. So that's the energies around you for May 2021. Basically, you're moving towards something's going to, as you release yourself from some kind of grip that someone who's more dominating than you, um, you're releasing yourself from that, and you're making this huge change and heading towards maybe a fire energy, and it's asking you and inviting you to have a childlike, playful spirit, to deal with some kind of problem, I guess, and that's going to bring you towards some kind of things speeding up. Things are going to be moving more quickly, but do keep your heart through this playful energy. It's an avoidance tactic, possibly, but there's a need to keep your cards close to your chest as you pick up momentum, and things will really fly high, and you're going to feel the sun on your back. Okay, yeah, it's all good. It's very good, Aries. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate being here. I'm Barbara at Tarot Insight. I'm sending you love and light. I hope your vibrations are raised up nice and high. It keeps you great and strong, keeps you resistant to certain things that are going around. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.